Ooh. Sugoi. Absolutely not sugoi. I want everybody to count the amount of times I lie at this first place. It is so funny to me watching back. So, Aiden and I are going apartment hunting today in Tokyo, Japan. We have a real estate agent and somebody from Aiden's new job, helping us to find an apartment. What are we looking for? 2 LDK or 1 LDK? Or are they all 1 LDKs? Today they're all 1 LDK, which means 1 bedroom, living room, dining room, kitchen. And I want to show you guys how it is going to look. We've been told that I might have to pretend to be Aiden's fiance to prove our relationship, because right now we get considered only cohabitants in Japan because gay. But we'll have to see how that goes. Hello, Editing Will here. I'm basically going to go through, because obviously I couldn't really talk while I was doing all of these like apartment hunting. I was trying to stay in apartment hunting head, and now that I've seen all the places and I've processed, I can kind of go through it with you guys. But this first place is in Omotesando. It's literally like a street away from Takashita Street or Harajuku, which is okay. I didn't really want to live that close to the action because it'll be touristy, there'll be more expensive places, like there'll always be something going on which is fun, but at the same time it kind of was in an area that was just kind of full of like expensive clothing brands, so not really the vibe. But this place was also not really the vibe. So if we look through, I'm very much loudly exclaiming how much I like it, but lying through my teeth. Oh gosh, if somebody was standing there. That's not that bad. Ooh. Oh. This is nice. This bathroom. I don't mind this bathroom. Like the whole place was like dirty. It was a little bit open, but it was dirty. It was unclean. And like we've kind of heard that from other expats that like if you ask sometimes when you want something to be cleaned or you want something to be fixed, Japanese homeowners will be like, yeah, we'll do it. They never do it. So we were a bit worried if we ever showed up to any place that had any like outstanding issues, because it was like, well, are you gonna fix that leak? Are you gonna fix all of this stuff? Like, I can't trust that you're gonna fix it by the time we move in.
Oh wow! Like a museum.
Yeah. Since you can't put like a big hole in the wall.
I think I was trying to be nice at this point because I was just like, oh my god, like this is the first place, how exciting, yay! But me and Aiden were sitting there like, so yeah, that place really wasn't it. So now we're going to head to a place near a station called Yutenji. The biggest thing that I noticed upon walking into there was just the smell of mold. Now, I personally actually don't have a very sensitive sense of smell. And when I walked in there, it stunk. Like, it was so bad. And I was like, that smells like mold. Like, there's nothing. Mind you, the building is very old, right? And all of the finishes and everything was new. They'd redone it. But at the same time, you can't get that smell out of a building. Like, if it's in the building, then like, what are you gonna do? That being said, it was very spacious. The kitchen was nice. Everything was kind of nice. It was just too old. Like, I'm just a bit worried about the fact that I think the building was built in like the 90s. The area is really nice. Yutenji seems like a really, really nice area. They were like, it's near schools. And I was like, I don't really care about that, but fair enough. The next place that we're going to is a place in Meguro, which was where we really, really wanted to live because it's like nice. It's a little bit out of the city. It's good for expats. It's kind of like the go-to area for people who move to Tokyo and want to live somewhere where it's happening, but far enough away from the city where it's not too much happening, you know? But before we go there, I kind of wanted to talk about, because the title of this video is like moving as a gay couple, and I was just and I just wanted to explain a little bit more about like the difficulties of that, the challenges that come with it. Now, Aiden he's working for a company in Tokyo at the moment, and that company helps source a foreigner-friendly a real estate agent and somebody else to translate for us at any point. But both of them could speak English, so it was really, really good. So they both understood foreigners. They're both really, like one of them is literally American who moved to Japan. So he understood us, understood the foreigner perspective and the Japanese perspective. And the real estate agent also lived in Canada, so he basically, when he's talking to homeowners, can kind of like translate for us and get us a good foreigner deal. Because as people know, in Japan, it's really, really hard as a foreigner to find an apartment to rent, because 99% of the apartments, the owners will absolutely not rent to foreigners. The only issue then that we faced on top of that, so like the fact that we basically had like 10% of the apartments in Tokyo to choose from, right, as foreigners already. On top of that, they prefer married couples, and we're not married. And we're gay. So in the eyes of the law in Japan, even if we were married in Australia, they wouldn't actually consider us a married couple. We would be like besties living together as usual, which isn't as likely to be able to get a place than obviously like a straight couple or a straight married couple, which sucks. But the good thing was, and the good thing about having like a foreigner expert real estate agent was basically just, he told me basically he's going to say to the owners that me and him are fiancé. And it's actually funny. It's funny how this works, but he was kind of explaining that like, because we're foreigners, Japanese people believe that gayness is kind of like a foreign thing. So they'll believe our gayness. If we were two Japanese men, they might not believe their gayness, but they'll believe our gayness. So he said he was going to say, I'm Aiden's fiancé. We're going to get married in our home country. We're not married yet. And he said that that would kind of help push our application to any place that we end up applying for during this process, which is good. It's a little bit disappointing, obviously, that we'd have to do that in the first place, but I really don't mind. Like, I wasn't really blind to the fact that I was moving from a country with incredible gay rights protections to a country with not the best gay rights protection, which is fine. Like, what do you expect? You know, at least it's not like banned or anything like that. Like, it's not like it's illegal. It's just like taboo, you know? But you kind of have like foreigner invincibility here, if that makes sense. It's kind of like you can get away with a little bit more because you're a foreigner. So yeah, crossing our fingers that an application that we end up putting in goes through, but we'll continue on. This is Meguro. We were so defeated at this point, by the way. The first two places made me so upset. I was like, is this what they're all gonna be like? They're all gonna be shit. And then we end up in Meguro, and I was like, oh my god, look at this view. And the place was actually nice. It had lots of room. Look at it. Yeah, all of these apartments seem to have a lot of like really good storage space.
It's really big.
Yeah, do you like that? And the shower's nice. This is nice.
It's so much cleaner than all the other ones. Wait till we go upstairs. The light is not bright enough. I don't know if it's because of the
It's because there's no side lights.
I'm
just disappointed because I was like, I got really excited about this one. It was just the lighting, and lighting was a really big thing for me because I was really depressed in our place in Australia, in Stanmore, because it was so dark. And it's just something for me, I think for my mental health, like without the light, I am so upset. I grew up in a very, very bright household with lots of different windows. So I think moving to a place that was like shrouded in trees just made me so depressed. So I was like, my one condition is that the place that we go to is bright. It needs to be bright, south facing or whatever. It needs to have lots of light. And this place was so perfect, except for the fact that it just didn't have any light. Like, it had those big windows at the balcony, but it didn't have side lights, which means like it's bright here, but you walk in like 5 steps and it's dark again. It also didn't have an aircon in the bedroom, which was kind of annoying because they said you had to like buy it yourself, which obviously we'd try and do, but at the same time, like, just like a really annoying process to add to everything. So the last place that we ended up looking at was this place in Gotanda, which funnily enough, Aiden looked up, is known for it being a red light district in Tokyo. Be that as it may, this building was actually really nice. Like, outside of all of these really nice rooms and light, good light in these rooms, there was like facilities. So they had like a little gym area. It just had like treadmills and like a floor. They had study areas. They had a party room that you can book, which is really, really cool. We really, 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 really were considering this one. This one was like top with Meguro as well. As you can see, the layout was a bit weird. There was huge pylons in the middle of it, and like the hallway in the bathroom was really, really long, which kind of contributed a lot to, I think, its square meterage, because it felt smaller. So Meguro felt really open, Gotanda felt really small. But the frustrating thing about all of these places in conjunction was just that they all were not right. Like they all kind of missed the mark somehow. Whether it be location, lighting, size. They all hit the money mark. Some had a lot of like key money things and like pay your first month rent and blah blah security deposits and things like that. But all Japanese places have these really, really stupid fees that they add on to it just to like fork money out of you. So that's like a whole nother story in of itself, but we kind of were really disappointed. So come the week after, we actually contacted the real estate agent and said, we don't like any of these places. We have to do another viewing. Because we also heard that like from expats that like a lot of the time, these places, so I'm gonna adjust. I'm literally kneeling on the floor like right now like an idiot. A lot of these places that they show us at first are like places that would benefit the real estate agent the most, you know, like they don't show us like the best of the best because there's other places that they might want to sell before that. They just like, everybody online just said to like be persistent, be really persistent. So we said, no, we don't like any of them. Let's look at some more places. So they showed us a few more. I didn't film all of them because I was really like dreading the process and I wanted to just like stay in our headspace. But this first one in Meguro was actually super nice. It was a good way to start because last time like the start was really, really bad, but this start was pretty good. I loved the layout. I loved the size. I loved that it felt modern. But that view and the fact that it was like underground meant that it wasn't gonna have enough light. I don't know if I'm sounding really like picky or bitchy right now, but I swear like I just spent 2 years in a place and so I kind of know like what I want. And Aiden also knows what he wants. So we both were very much in agreement of like, what do we want? But through this process, it kind of became a bit like, what's that lady from Indian Matchmaker from Netflix? She goes 80%. So we kind of had to go with the 80% rule after a while because all the places that we ended up seeing weren't the best. But this is okay. This is a good start. Now for the crowning moment. Now, if anybody in my real life is watching this, they'll know that this yellow cupboard was very much a draw for me because yellow is my absolute favorite color of all time. I'm being vague now because we put the application in for this one. Surprise! But basically it was just like really open, so bright. I was so happy. The lighting at this place is so good. It was wonderful. The location isn't the best, so this is our 80%, right? Like all these places had something missing and this place's one that was missing was its location. It's not close to the action. We have to take a train or we have to walk more than 15 minutes, right? The train station is only 4 minutes away, so that's not bad. That was the one thing that we were giving up. But this place out of all the places was the biggest. It was cheaper. It didn't have any stupid fees. It didn't have like key money or like gift money. So it's good. And I hope that our application goes through. Kind of wish us luck because the process is open-ended now. But that was kind of our experience. Mind you, this experience is a lot easier than what a lot of people get. A lot of people show up and the real estate agent goes, oh no, you're a foreigner. Like it's just not gonna happen for you basically. Whereas we had a lot of help from Aiden's company pushing us through this process, which is really, really good. And I'm really, really grateful for that. But yeah, if you're gay or if you're just trying to find an apartment in Japan, obviously I know that not everyone will have access to like a company to help them. I think it's just all about being vigilant and like understanding that everything in Japan takes longer. The difference between digital and paper. In Japan, you'll find a lot of paper, a lot of pens signing onto that paper. and it's very confusing and it's kind of stupid 99% of the time, and there's so much bureaucracy and there's so many stupid rules. But if you get through it and if you love Japan enough, it's totally worth it, because obviously we're trying to find our wonderful place to live, and as a gay couple we were able to do it, or we're going to be able to do it, hopefully. Everybody who's watched this video, thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you continue watching. I do a lot of like Japan content, and I just kind of want everybody to follow my little journey. I'm a lot lonelier in Japan now because I've left all my friends behind in Australia, and I would love the kind of parasocial relationship that YouTubers get with their YouTuber friends, you know. Follow me on Instagram, WillBennett2000, TikTok, WillBennett2000. And if you have any questions, I'm in the comment section always. I'm happy to answer and I'm happy to chat with anybody. So thank you so much for watching. And if you're looking for an apartment in Tokyo, good luck.